Top 107 Breakfast with Scott Wilson and Susan Morrison, the voice of Edinburgh, Fife and the Lothians.
The most sinister building in Edinburgh. That's how protesters are describing the government's new passport interview centre in Haymarket. They'll demonstrate outside it this morning dressed as robots to highlight fears about ID cards and stricter passport rules.
I have prepared a few bits and pieces to say. Does that suit you, or do you want me to answer questions?
If you answer questions, that would be
I'm Dr. John Welford, and I'm the coordinator for No2ID Edinburgh, and we are campaigning against the introduction of identity cards and the database state. And today we're holding our first demo here in Edinburgh, and it's very good that we've got quite a bit of publicity for this demonstration. We got a notice in the Edinburgh Evening News, and we also got a piece on the BBC website. So we're very encouraged about that. We've come to Haymarket Terrace today, and we're at 95, outside 95 Haymarket Terrace, which is an office block called Apex 3, and up here on the first floor, Edinburgh is to get one of the new government ID card interrogation centres. Now this is we are here because we regard this as a very sinister development. What people are going to have to do when this place opens is they're going to have to come here, and they will be required to be fingerprinted. They possibly have to have their irises scanned. They'll be interrogated, asked lots of questions, and then at the end of it all they're going to be uniquely numbered. It's really a very, very frightening development in a democracy such as we have here, and a lot of people are very concerned about where this is taking us. So the focus of our demonstration today will be on this notion of how sinister this whole development is. As a result, what we're doing is we are going to be we're going to have people dressed up in white overalls as robots. They're going to have barcodes plastered across their chests and on their sleeves. They will also have robot masks on, and they're going to have a barcode across there. They will look extremely, extremely sinister, and this is the thing we're putting across. Now, there will be an ambiguity about the robots, because we're not saying whether they are, as it were, good robots or bad robots. Are they here, like, guarding this office for the government? Or perhaps they're here as a kind of warning to passers-by to say, look, there's something nasty about to happen here. So that kind of ambiguity about the robots, I think, just adds to the kind of feeling of unease which is hopefully being engendered by our demonstration. We also, because this is our first demonstration, we've put together half a dozen placards. We've never had placards before, so this is a new development, and fortunately we've had a few people have come along to join us, and they volunteered to carry the placards. That's very good too, and these people may well be joining our group as a result of their involvement.
Do you want to give us your name and your title?
The people who are coming here are everybody, young people, elderly people. You imagine maybe your elderly parents or your elderly grandparents, some of whom may have fought in the war for our liberties, having to come here to be fingerprinted. They're going to say, what did I fight for in the war? I'm being treated like a criminal. This shouldn't be happening here. And it's not just, all the people here, if you look at them, are robots. They've all got a barcode on here. It's not just the fingerprinting. It's not just the interrogation. The worst thing about this government is it wants to number everybody. Well, we have the media here today. We have a photographer from the Daily Record, and he's busily taking lots of photographs. And we also have here two reporters. one from Talk 107 and the other from Forth Radio, and it's good that they've come along. They'll be getting some interviews and talking to people and seeing what's going on.
So ID cards actually make it easier to get into the country if you're a terrorist or whatever, because now you only have to fake one bit of identity, and that's the ID card.
All the opposition parties are against identity cards, without exception. All are against identity cards. We invited politicians to come here today, and we're very fortunate to have Mark Ballard here, who is a Scottish Green MSP. He came to one of our meetings last year, and we're very pleased that he's come along to join us and to help with this demonstration. It's very good.
ID cards will soon become the mafia's #1 choice for producing a fake bit of identity, because if you can fake an ID card, and make no mistake, somebody will come up with technology to fake an ID card. That's been sorted, because the ID card will be a gold standard for identification.
I should say that we are in a difficult place to hold a demonstration. As you can hear, it's a very busy road with lots of traffic, and so it is a difficult place. There aren't many passers-by, so a difficult place for a demo. But the good point about the place is that there is a bus stop over the road, and the buses stop there, frequent bus services, and every time a bus stops at the bus stop, our robots give them a kind of performance. And what they're doing is they are, first of all, they're staring at the people on the bus in a rather kind of slightly menacing way, and then they turn round and point at the office here on the first floor, the ID card interrogation centre, and then they look back at the people and return to staring at the people on the bus. So we're doing that for every bus that stops over the road, and I think that's quite a useful form of demonstration. We have the police here. We did inform the police that we were going to hold a demonstration here today. It's a very peaceful demonstration, and so the police are, in fact, there's just 2 officers and they're over the road there, sitting in their van. It's very amicable. I think they're going to have a very easy day of it. They're very happy with the way we're conducting things. We don't want to inconvenience anybody with our demonstration. It's a silent demonstration. We're not making any noise, and so it's all going very well from that point of view as well. I think we've had a very successful demonstration here today. It's deadly serious, this demonstration, but we have had some fun putting it on. The office here hasn't opened yet. There's nobody in the office on the first floor. It hasn't been set up. But when it does, we shall be back. We'll have another demonstration here and more demonstrations until this thing is stopped. This is a very, very sinister building, as I've said, particularly in the city of Edinburgh. The city of Edinburgh is the birthplace of the Scottish Enlightenment, and an office like this, an interrogation office, has no place in this city. It must be stopped, and we shall be back.